Hi there, this is Sheri Leigh Myers. Welcome to How to Connect with Angels. We believe that no matter what, every person has the unconditional love and help of angels, our messengers from God. But we have to be willing to believe, and we have to be willing to ask. That's what our film, The Glitch, that we are shooting here in New Orleans is all about, with the help of some amazing music and talent. If you're curious, visit us at theglitchmovie.com and take a look. But now, right now, let's talk to someone who's devoted to helping us make a divine connection. Ivano Morano was an educator for almost 20 years in the New York public school system before she discovered her connection with the angels. That happened 5 years ago with the passing of her beloved sister. As part of Ivana's grieving process, she was guided to create her Facebook group, Angels in the Divine, to spread love, light, daily intuitive messages, angel card readings, and guidance to all those that are open to receive. Ivana has trained as an angel intuitive, a certified angel card reader, an angelic life coach, a Reiki master, a certified magnified healer, an angelic healing practitioner, and a meditation guide. Ivano Morano of Inner Light Healings. I am so thrilled to talk to you. How are you doing?
Good, Sheri. I'm wonderful. Thank you.
I have been following you on your Facebook groups for over 2 years, and I have always been so thrilled and delighted and touched by your posts because you really speak to people's need to be encouraged and inspired. And I know that you are a Reiki practitioner, but you are so many other things with that. And can you tell us all your certifications and all the breadth of what you do?
Yes, of course. My spiritual journey began with learning about angel card readings. So I became a certified angel card reader through Doreen Virtue. And then it expanded to become an angel life coach with Charles Virtue. And then after the passing of my sister, I became a Reiki practitioner and now a Reiki master. And I continue to study because I feel that I need to know more. So I also became a meditation guide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I actually
didn't know
do
that.
meditation.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, and so you live in Staten Island, right?
I live in Staten Island, and what I did was I created a meetup group online, and I have space in my home to actually do meditation. So I post it, and I try to do it on a weekly basis, if not monthly, to have people to come. And I do meditations on opening up your chakras, love meditation, anything having to do with helping the person open their intuitive abilities, or even just for stress, anxiety. I offer that in my home. Free of charge. I do it free of charge.
Ivana, that's so awesome. That is just such an awesome thing. So people find you locally? They find you through the meetup. What is the name of the local meetup that you?
Okay. It's Staten Island, meetup group, guided meditation, and Reiki circle.
Brilliant. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to broaden out from there. And your Facebook groups are called Angels in the Divine.
Yes.
Correct?
My group is Angels in the Divine. I started that approximately maybe like 3.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3.5 years ago. It was actually after the passing of my sister. She died July 3rd, 2014. Prior to her passing, she lived with me for quite a few months. And I took care of her. She was going through a really tough time. She was sepsis. She developed sepsis because she had cancer.
Oh.
And yeah, she needed to stay with me because I needed to help her. I had to administer like IV and antibiotics, and I had to learn all of that like in a matter of a day or two to be able to help her. So that lasted for about 4 months until she was able to go back home. And then she didn't last. So she went home like in December, and then she passed in July. And then once her passing happened, I guess I found myself guided to go to Facebook, and I created this page, and it was my way of grieving her passing.
Oh, Ivana.
I was,
oh, honey. Wow. What Angels in the Divine. So you were opening up this Facebook page to talk about, to bring angels and the light to your own grief.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Exactly.
Oh,
and while she was going through her transition, my sister, I would speak to her about angels all the time.
Oh.
And she would listen, and she would say, you know, I can tell. At that time, I can tell that she was crossing over and she was not here and there. And she would say these things to me, which I knew that I needed to know more. So, and then also when she was with me, she was very spiritual, and I never even knew that because, I mean, I had a family. I lived at home. I had my kids. I was so busy with my family life, but I never found out how spiritual she was until I found out that she also was a card reader.
Are you
which I never
kidding
knew.
me?
Yeah.
This is just so amazing. You, a year, because you were telling me a year prior to her passing, you just felt compelled to begin to delve or dive into the world of angels. And you started studying angel card reading, the Doreen Virtue, and then you became an angel life coach. I mean, you were full tilt boogie into this world, and to find that you had that connection. I mean, my God.
Right.
Ivano.
Right.
Honey.
And then while I was taking care of her, you know, I would have to, you know, give her a shower, take care of her.
Oh.
I mean, she was physically unable to do that. So I found myself actually putting my hands on her and just leaving them. And she would look at me and she would say, you know, what you're doing is Reiki. I said, what is Reiki? I didn't know what Reiki was.
Wow.
And she goes, well, it's a healing modality. And I'm like, okay. So she found comfort in that. So I continued to help, you know, do that, put my hands on her feet because her feet, she suffered neuropathy. So my hands on her feet.
Sure.
And I would massage her legs. And then once she passed, I looked into this Reiki, and I went online and I looked, and I couldn't find anyone in Staten Island that I could learn from. Mm-hmm. So I ended up having to go to Wisconsin to become a Reiki practitioner. That was my Reiki level 1.
You packed your bags and you traveled to Wisconsin?
Right.
To do Reiki?
Right. Well, my sister,
that is awesome.
My sister lives in Wisconsin. My other sister lives in Wisconsin. So I said to her, I need someone to learn Reiki. I need Reiki. I need to learn it. She goes, well, we have a big community out here. She wasn't into it at all at the time, but she was able to find someone for me. Mm-hmm. So I flew out to Wisconsin to become a Reiki 1. Then once I did that, everything started to open. I became a Reiki 2 and then a master. And now I practice and I try to help people with my ability.
You bring, can you talk even more, help me explain where the energy comes from and how Reiki healing is different from massage.
Okay. All right. So when I explain Reiki to people, it's quite difficult for them to understand. It is, it's an energy, it's energy that comes, a healing energy that comes from the universe. Mm-hmm. And what happens is I don't do it actually myself. I am what they call a conduit. Mm-hmm. So it comes through it works through me. I do what I do. The Reiki flows through me and it goes to the person that I'm healing. It may be light touch. Most of the time, I prefer not to touch. I prefer to just hover over the client. And my way of doing it, because I've mastered so many different types of healing, because now I'm an angelic practitioner as well.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. Go ahead.
I incorporate what I know, and then also the magnified healing as well. All of those modalities, and I use that to be able to heal. So it's really, I'm certified as a Yusu Reiki healer, but knowing all of the other modalities helps me become my own person, my own way of doing it. And it seems to work for me.
It's your signature. It's your unique light, your unique blockchain. Let's put it that way. Can we talk about back to your sister's presence in your life and how that transition affected you? Would you mind talking about that?
No, not at all. So her passing, once she passed, it got, with the spiritual journey, I kind of understood exactly where I needed to be. Prior to her passing, I was a teacher for quite a long time, for 10, 15 years. I taught in middle school, and that was, awesome. I love teaching, but then it's just, the school ended up closing at the same time that I needed to be there for my sister.
Oh, wow.
So for me, it was a sign that I needed to be, it closed in 2013. And then my sister came to live with me. I took care of her. She was able to get better and go back home, but then something happened and it didn't go the way it was supposed to go. But I kind of feel that her presence in heaven helps me be where I need to be able to help those that have problems, that need help. And she also is with me as well to push me along, because she was my mentor and my big sister. And without her, she was always there. If I needed her, my sister was the one that I would go to. She was my older sister. She was my rock. She was my mentor. She was my cheerleader. So I truly miss that, but I know that she's standing with me. And I know that when I'm on the computer and I'm doing my thing and I'm posting my posts, that I feel her and I feel my angels with me. Yeah. I actually can feel someone touching my hair, touching my shoulder, the nudge to, yes, this is what you need to post. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to do today. So I am blessed with that. And I know that she's in a better place. And I know that she's pushing me to do what I need to do and try to help people. And that's what I do. I try to do that with my posts. You try to do, and you have, we were talking prior to this, and I wanted to make sure that, you got the big kudos from me and from the listeners. It's no small feat to have thousands of followers and thousands of people belonging to your Facebook group. You are leading by example. And you are leading with so much compassion and so much just incredible spirit and love and warmth and inclusiveness. And I just want to just completely congratulate you for being so authentic and being so generous. You're so generous with your love, and you are a big sister to a lot of women. You are that big sister. You have that exuberant, go get 'em kind of thing that I so appreciate. Thank you. Want to express something. I always, when I do posts, my heart is always filled with so much love that when I post, I feel like I'm transferring that love to those that need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a feeling of, I don't know, it's like bliss, like heaven, bliss, being able to do that, being able to help someone, especially when I get a response from someone, oh, I needed to hear that.
Yes.
It makes me feel like, oh, at least I know I'm doing what I need to be doing. Even with, personal friends, they'll come to me and they'll talk to me. They're also on my page and they comment on my page and they love all of that, and they come and they speak to me and they ask me about situations. And I always try to be as authentic as I can be and explain to them that sometimes things happen when they're supposed to. It's not going to happen right away, but it's part of their journey. They have to be able to experience maybe a little bit of sadness in order to get to the rainbow, So just explaining that to them, they kind of like see it in a different light.
What you're saying is that it is a conscious choice some days to connect to the light, to connect to your own light. Right. And what you have been talking about, is self-healing as well. That you have been inviting people, and that's what I love that you are doing, is really offering people tools and also reminding them that it's a choice. We have a choice. We have a choice. That is, and the angels, of course, as they are by you, by your side, they remind you that you have this choice. You have this mission. You have this life that you're leading and living. And wow, you are on a mission, Ivana. You are on a mission. I love what you're doing.
I'm trying.
But tell me, what would you love to be? I know people can meet you. You are actually doing, sometimes you go out and you are part of, conferences, and there's, or weekends of, with, I'm going to say health fairs and psychic fairs so people can meet you.
Expos,
You have expos. I'm sorry. That's what the word is. And you've got some absolutely glowing reviews about your work on the expos. And I just want everyone to know that you can actually, if you live around New York or you live in Staten Island, Ivano Morano, find her meetup, find her at the, expos or do you do readings over the phone? I mean, how do you work?
You know what? I don't do readings over the phone
because
I find, I'm going to explain this. I find that when people look for that, they look for future. And I am not one to give future. I am one to tell you what is going on now and how to maybe fix what you're doing now in order to achieve what you want to achieve. So it's like being a messages from the angel. This is what your angel wants you to know at the present moment.
Yeah.
If you want to continue on the path that you are on, then you don't change. But if you want to, then this is what you need to do in order to change, to make a difference. See, people are more wanting to know future. Oh, am I going to be, let's say, down the line, am I going to be rich? Am I going to be this? I am not that person.
Yeah.
I can guide you to be able to get to where you need to be on your journey, but I cannot give you something that I don't, because I'm not like a fortune teller.
You can't deliver a future that isn't already there in the present.
Right. Exactly.
And beautifully expressed. I really love how you differentiated there. And I have to confess, when I was young, I was kind of a psychic addict. I always wanted to know
absolutely. I
what
agree.
will happen, because I was lacking faith. And, what you are talking, what we are all talking about with this, and back, this movement, this healing, this bringing in the divine into our lives to help heal from trauma, which is part of what the glitch is about. All of this it's a self-healing act of love. And you also give approval. You give support to people to tell them, yes, you deserve this healing. You deserve this love. And that's the other part of the healing that we want to have offered out there, so clearly, right? And that's what you're talking about. So needed, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. With what's going on in the world today, and all of the different things, I mean, people really need to heal themselves before they can actually make a change.
Yeah.
You know, you have to change something for something to change. And if you're going to sit there and not do anything to change, then nothing's going to happen. See, that's what I tell people. I said, are you happy with your life? Most of them say, no, I'm not. Well, then what are you going to change? What little step will you take today in order to make a change? You know, and they have to be ready to make that step. Are they comfortable enough to make that step? You know, people are afraid of change.
They don't,
and I'm guilty of that too.
They feel unsupported too. You know, I mean, you know, making change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're afraid of what's to come, and you don't know what's to come. It could be, again, the rainbow, the gold, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But if you're not going to push yourself to make that little change, then what's going to happen?
You're not moving.
Your life will stay the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had a friend who channeled who said, we gave this great analogy that you have to be willing to put your boat into the river. You have to be able to move. You have to move your craft into the water and be able to get off, get unstuck. Want to get unstuck.
Right.
Yeah. And I really, really love what you're doing. And I really, really.
Thank you, Sheri.
Just so support what you do too. And it's such a beautiful, and I'm going to say simple in the nicest way. I mean, direct. You know, it's like no bullshit. Here it is.
Right. No, exactly. And that, you know what? And that's what I want. I want people to realize that I am not, this is me, you know, this is the authentic me. And that's what I want people to be, authentic. You know, I mean, it's difficult, but to put it out, you know, being, and I feel like if I show people, this is how I am, you know, no drama. I don't deal with drama. I don't deal with, you know, gossip. I don't deal with anything. Pure love. Everything is done with pure love, authenticity. I feel that if they see how I am and how my life is, that they will want to model that. So I try to be like a role model. Yes. You know, and they say, oh, well, how do you live like that? Well, you know what? It takes time. It took me a long time to be able to say, I really don't care.
I really don't care, dot. What do you mean? I really don't care about what? About,
you know, what people say, what people think of me.
You freed yourself.
Right. This is who I am. You like me this way. If you don't, that means that your vibe does not attract me. You can't be a part of my group or whatever it is, because I feel that in life, you're going to meet people and your vibe attracts your tribe. And those that resonate with you will stay. And those that don't are not ready. They're not ready because they haven't done their part to go through their journey.
So what's in your immediate future, darling? Are you off to some expo soon? What are you up to?
Well, I'm going to share a little bit. I was guided. I was guided to do this. I'm like in the process of trying to write a book. So a book, and then eventually I would like to create my own angel card. So down the line, you know, but the book is the first thing. I have to put out a book.
Tell me about the book though. What's the book going to be about?
It's going to be everything that I learned on my journey to help the next person.
Okay.
So, it will be like a how-to kind of a book.
That's so great. And the cards, of course, will follow because you will have just been able to spend that much more time with your images and your vision, your very particular tools. I mean, yay for you. Yay for you.
I just wanted to share one thing with you. Because
please.
Something that I learned.
Yes.
Something that I learned after this is my sister's passing and everything. You know, I have 3 boys, and normally I'm from an Italian family. And the firstborn, normally you name the firstborn after either your father-in-law or your father. But for some apparent reason, I don't know why, even before I had a child, I always wanted to name my child Michael.
Name him what? Name him what?
Michael.
Ah, Michael. Okay, great. Got
Michael, yes. So he's my eldest. And I never knew until now the reason why. Because St. Michael is very close. He's my go-to.
Yeah.
St. Michael is my go-to.
Uh-huh.
And all along, and when I said to my husband, I want to name him Michael. He said, okay, not a problem. And I expected like some kind of, a disagreement. We need to name him after my dad or whatever. I want to name him after me. And there was not a problem.
Nice.
And his name is Michael. And I'm like, now I know why I named him Michael, because Michael was always with me and I never was able to tell. I wasn't able to tell the energy, feel the energy like I feel it now. And it's like, I'm so blessed in that I have him, of course everybody could have him, but if I call on him, that I can actually feel his presence.
Yes.
Actually feel him. And, in my mind's eye, I see him. I see him stand there with his sword and his shield, telling me, don't worry, I'm here. Like he's always been in my life. Yes. And I never knew that before. So I just wanted to share that.
Those words are those names they're key, aren't they? Because inside that word is all of that. His name is all of that extraordinary power and depth and protection. Now, Ivana, I want to invite you to take a moment and to express anything else about what's going on in the world, what's going on in your life, what you want people to know about you, anything that you feel you have left to say. And take your time.
Left to say. Well, I just want people to know that my true calling is to help people, and I do it with an authenticity. I try to do the best that I can to help those that need it. And if they need to reach out to me, they can reach out to me on my Facebook page, Angels in the Divine. If they have a question, if they have anything that they want me to pray for, because I have people ask me to pray for them. So I do that as well. I'm just, I'm like everyone else. I'm just going to continue doing what I love to do, and that I, love the support, and that's it. Hopefully I can offer more and learn more and be able to give more. And that's pretty much it.
You're amazing. And your website is named Inner Light Healings, correct?
Yeah.
Inner Light Healings.
It's actually connected on my business page too. I have a business page called Angelic Healing and Readings, and it's also you can find me on that, the website. It's not really such a big website because I'm still working on that. I'm still working on, building that up.
Sure.
But if they need to connect to me, they can always, on my Facebook page, Angels in the Divine is a great way to reach out to me.
Well, and anyone listening who is not already in that group and who loves angels and really wants to find a beautiful, loving tribe, check it out. Angels in the Divine. And
thank you.
Oh, Ivana, what a pleasure it's been. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Sheri.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Stay cool.
I will. Thank you.
Stay wonderful. If you liked this recording and benefited from it, please, for heaven's sake, share it with your friends. If you loved it and want to hear more, go to theglitchmovie.com/how to connect with angels, where you can listen and subscribe. Thank you so much.